Hello everybody, how are you? Today we will complete a lot of questions from معاصر book, model number 5, talk about calculate and integration. Look at question number 1 in the opposite figure. The volume of the solid generated by revolving the region included between the two curves y equal x power 2 and x equal y, a complete revolution about x-axis equal space volume units. You want to find the volume. Okay, we have here this curve and this straight line. We must know y equal x power 2 and here y equal x, intersection where we must put y1 equal y2, then x power 2 equal x, so x power 2 minus x equals 0. Then we can write x coefficient outside between two terms here. The result will be x minus 1 or equals 0, then x equals 0 or x equal 1. Okay, then the volume will be equal by multiplication by integration from 0 to 1. About up here, power 2, x power 2, subtract down here, power 2, it will be x power 4. All dx. We can use a calculator to find the result about them, or you can write 0 and 4 and here add 1 and divided by new power, and here add 1 divided by new power from 0 to 1. Put 1 here, the result will be by multiplication by 1 over 3 subtract by 1 over 5, multiplication by the result will be 5 minus 3 equal 2 and 3 times 5 equal 15. The result will be 2 over 15 volume units. Using the result, choose result what? 2 over 15, letter B. Choose letter what? Letter D. Question number 2, find limited when x approximating to 0, 1 plus k or x over k all power k over x. We know limited 1 plus x over k all power what? X power k, it will be what? It will be here we can write 1 over x and k over x. Thinking with me here, we can write it 1 plus 1 over k coefficient here about x all power 1 over x all power k, and this 1 plus 1 over k x multiplication by 1 over x, it will be e power 1 over k multiplication by power here k. The result will be equal e. Understood? This example we can write 1 plus 1 over k coefficient about x all power 1 over x all power k, and this is meaning e power coefficient of x e power 1 over k all power k times 1 over k equal 1. The result will be e power 1 will be equal e. Question 3, integration from 1 to 4 to multiplication f of x dx equal 14 and integration from 4 to 1 g of x dx equal 3. Then you want to find integration from 1 to 4 f of x plus 2 multiplication g of x minus 3 dx. Okay, we can write here first integration. He give us from 1 to 4 multiplication 2 times f of x equal 14. We can divide it by 2 here, divided by 2, then 14 divided by 2 equals 7. This is the first information. Second, here we can replace 4 and 1, we can replace them. It will be 1 to 4. g of x dx, we must replace the result here. 3, it will be negative 3. Okay, we have two information about this example. Then we can find integration first using distributive properties about integration. Right, from 1 to 4 f of x plus 2 multiplication by integration from 1 to 4 g of x subtract 3 multiplication by integration from 1 to 4 dx, and this function dx and this function dx. The result here 7 plus 2 multiplication, the result here will be negative 3. Subtract 3 x from 1 to 4. Put x equal 4. 4 minus 1 equal 3. 3 times 3 equal 9. Then 7 plus negative 6. Subtract 3 multiplication by 4 minus 1 will be 9, and it will be negative 6 here and 7. The result will be what? 7 minus 6 equal 1. 1 minus 9 equal negative 8. The result will be negative 8. Letter C. Question 4. The equation of the curve passing through point 1 and negative 2 and its slope of tangent at any point xy on its 3 by cosine by x subtract 2 by sine by x. He asked about the equation of the curve passing through the point and the slope tangent. Okay, tangents meaning we can find the slope, but he give us here the slope about function. We can find integration about dy over dx. He give us dy over dx. We have the curve as a tangent, it's meaning the slope about straight line, it's equals the slope about the curve at the point 1 and the negative 2. So we can find derivative about this function, 3 by cosine by x subtract 2 by sine by x, and then put x equal 1 and negative 2 to find the constant, and then you can write the equation in the simplest form. Okay, we have this function 3 by constant, write 3 by, and integration, I will write it here. Okay, integration about 3 by cosine by x subtract by 2 by sine by x. Okay, 3 by, it's constant. And what about integration about cosine? Will be sine by x divided by this angle, coefficient of angle by, and here all the x. Okay, integration about this function, write 2 by constant. Sine will be negative sine, will be positive cosine, or sine by x will be integration about it will be negative cosine by x, and divided by and divided by negative. Negative times negative equal positive. We can cancel by with by and write constant outside. Okay, by with by, then the result will be y will be equal okay, we can find the integration about dy. It will be y equals c plus 3 sine by x plus 2 cosine by x at the point 1 and negative 2. It will be negative 2 equal c plus sine by x. It's meaning what? Sine 180 equal negative 1. Sine 180 equal what? Equal 0. 3 times 0 equals 0. Okay, it will be 0. And cosine 1 times by cosine by equal negative cosine 180 equal negative 1. The result will be negative 2 equal constant minus 2, then constant will be equal 0. We get the constant, then y will be 0. We can cancel the constant here, then it's the equation y equal 3 sine by x plus 2 cosine by x. Coefficient here 3, coefficient here 2. Choose what? Choose letter D about this result, because he asked about the equation of the curve passing through the point and its slope tangent at any point xy, and it's 3 by cosine by x minus 2 by sine by x. So in this example he give us the slope. You can find the equation about the curve by using integration left hand side and right hand side. We know dy over dx equals this function, and we can write integration here about this. Integration about dy, it will be y, and we have the constant here. Put x equal 1 and y equal -2, then the constant will be equal 0. Then you can get the equation y equal 3 sine by x plus 2 cosine by x. Choose letter D. Find the integration of x power 5 multiplication by e power x power 6 plus 1 dx. We know this function derivative about power will be 6x power 5, so we must multiplication by 6 here and divided by 6. We have this function and derivative about the power behind it. Then you can cancel this derivative here and write the function plus constant and 1 over 6 outside here. Then the integration of this function will be 1 over 6 multiplication by e power x power 6 plus 1 plus constant. Choose letter what? Choose letter B. Question 6. The function f of x equal x power 3 plus 4x plus 8 increases at x belonging to what? Increases, meaning we must find derivative about function and put derivative equal 0, and we can using number line to know increasing at x what. We know f of x equal x power 3 plus 4x plus 8. We can find f dash of x will be 3x power 2 plus 4, and then put f dash of x equal 0 and 3x power 2 equal -4. We can divide it by, but it's impossible to find the result here, so its result will be all the time positive. All the time positive. So increasing at what? It will be greater than 0. Then f of dash, it's meaning if we draw a straight line here, it will be drawing up here, it will be increasing at x belonging to r. Choose letter D. So this function increase at x belonging to r because f dash of x all the time positive, greater than 0. If we draw the function here, it will be drawing up in the coordinate here. If we draw coordinate and we draw the f dash of x, it will be drawing up. It's meaning it will be positive, increasing all the time at r. Understood? It's function f of dash. Okay, f of dash drawing up, it's meaning the result will be positive in r. Increases all the time. A circular segment. The radial length of each circle 10 cm and the measure of its central angle x changes in the rate 3 radian per minute. Then the rate of increasing in the area of the circular segment at x equal pi over 3 is space square centimeter per minute. We have here in the example the radius. He gives the radius r equal 10 centimeter and its rate equal 3 radian. Theta radian here, its rate about what? About angle here. The measure of central angle x change is the rate 3 radian. So meaning d theta by dt equal what? 3 radian. He tell us this information about theta radian. Rate equal 3 radian per minute. Angle x change in the rate 3 radian. Okay, angle x or angle theta as you like. X, angle x. dx over dt, derivative x by t equals 3 radian. Okay, and the rate of increasing the area of circular segment. We know area of circular segment. What about this word circular segment? Circular segment is meaning this part circular segment. Area about it equal half r power 2 multiplication by theta radian subtract by sine theta. Okay, its area about what? About circular segment. This part we want to find the area about it. It's the rule. We must use the rule. It's radius and theta radian. Theta converted from degree to radian. He gave us as an example. It was radian. Okay, and the radius 10 centimeter. We can find the area. It's very easy to find the area and derivative. Okay. Okay, we can find dA by dt equal half r power 2. It's constant. Theta radian, right? D theta over dt subtract by derivative about sine theta equal cosine theta d theta by dt. Okay, d theta by dt. Understood? Cosine theta d theta by dt. We can write the information in the example. Half multiplication r power 2 radius 10. 10 power 2 equal 100. 100 divided by 2 equal 50. Write 50 here. D theta over dt here, or dx over dt x here. It's angle x. Okay, the angle was x. dx over dt equal 3. Subtract cosine d theta. Cosine x multiplication derivative x to t. Cosine angle here. This angle was what? X equal pi over 3. Pi over 3. Okay, pi over 3 it's meaning what? 180 divided by 3 equals 60. Cosine 60 equal half. Multiplication by dx by dt give us 3 radian. So the result will be 50. Multiplication by 3 subtract by 3 over 2. It's meaning 3 times 3 over 2. It will be 75 centimeter per 2 all minute. Choose the result 75. Understood? We find the result here in the example. Okay. First, write the rule about area about line segment here. Circular segment, half r power 2 multiplication theta radian subtract sine theta, and derivative area by the time equal r half r power 2 multiplication dx over dt subtract cosine x multiplication dx over dt, and then the result will be 75 square centimeter per minute. Question 8. If f of x equal e power 2x plus 1 over e of x, we can simplify it by divided. It will be e power x plus e power negative x. He asked about local and maximum. He asked about local maximum and minimum. Okay, you must find the derivative of this function. F dash x will be what? About the result here, it will be e power x subtract e power negative x. Put this function equal 0, then e power x equal e power negative x. We can find e power 2x or negative here. E power x subtract e power negative x will be equal 0. The result will be e power x equal 1 over e power x. Cross with them, then e power 2x equal 1. So 2x will be equal 0, and then x will be equal 0. Okay, and drawing set line 0 here. Put the function of f dash of x. Put 1 here, it will be positive, and here will be positive, it will be positive, and here it will be negative half, such that negative 1 it will be fractions, and fractions it will be negative. It will be minimum and will be maximum. So 0, it's a local minimum value at 0, and what? Put here 0 is the function here. 1 plus 1 equal 2. Then we must choose letter A. Choose letter A. 0 and 2 is the local minimum point of the function. Question 9. F of x equal x power 2019, then the derivative number 2019 about this function, it will be factorial about 2019. Why? Look at here. If we have f of x, anything as you like, f of x equal x power 5, and f dash will be 5x4, f double dash equal 20x power 3, f 3 dash equal 60x power 2, f 1 2 3 4 equal 120x, and if derivative number 5, it will be 120. 120, it's the factorial about 5. Factorial about 5 because 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 equal 120. It will be 10 times 12, 20. Then the degree about function here 5 and the power here 5. Then the factorial about 5, it's the derivative number 5 of this function. So in this example, derivative about 2019, it will be factorial about 2019. Choose letter C. Question 10. If 2x dot y plus pi sine y equal 2 pi, then derivative y by x equals based at point 1 and pi 2 over 2. Okay, we have 2x dot y plus pi sine y equal 2 pi. We can find the derivative here, right? 2 for x multiplication by derivative by y dash, plus y multiplication derivative by 2x equal 2. And write by coefficient here, sine y it will be cosine y dot y dash, it will be equal 0. We can write here y dash coefficient between two terms here, it will be 2x plus by cosine y equal negative 2y, moving this to right hand side. At the point 1 and by over 2, we can write here y dash multiplication by 2 plus cosine 90. Cosine 90 equals 0. And 2 here, it will be by over 2 right here. Then we cancel 2 by 2, the result will be negative pi. Then the result will be y dash equal negative pi over 2. Choose letter A. Question 11. Integration about this function, sec x dot tan x over 3 plus sec x dx. We know derivative about sec equals sec tan, since the numerator derivative about the numerator. Then the result will be ln absolute value plus 3 plus sec x plus constant. Choose letter what? Letter D. Okay, choose letter D. Question 12. The tangent to the curve x equal cosine 2 theta and y equal sine 3 theta and theta equals 0 equal tangents, meaning dy over dx. We have here x in the example equal cosine 2 theta, and we have y equal sine 3 theta. Then dx by d theta equal negative sine 2 theta, multiplication derivative here will be 2, the result will be negative 2 sine 2 theta. And dy by d theta equal cosine 3 theta, multiplication by 3. Then dy by dx derivative them, it will be 3 cosine 3 theta over negative 2 sine 2 theta. At the point or at theta equal 0, cosine 0 equal 1, 1 times 3 equal 3, cosine 0 equal 0, sine 0 equal 0, 0 times negative 2, this will be undefined, it's meaning the tangent parallel to y dash or y axis. Choose letter A, because the slope here undefined. Question 13. If y equal f of x and f dash of x equal 5 and g of x equal f of 3 minus x, then g dash you want to find g dash of 1 equal space. Okay, we can find the derivative of this function. G dash of x will be f dash of 3 minus x, derivative about this function multiplication by -1. Again, okay, f of g of x equal f of 3 minus x, derivative it will be this function dash of this function, derivative of this function, and derivative about this parenthesis here will be -1. Put x equal 1, then g dash of 1 equal f dash of 3 minus 1 equal 2 multiplication by -1. And he give us information f dash of x equal 5. We can write here x equal 1, then f dash of 1 or 2 as you like, any constant will be 5. He give us his information. F dash of x equal 5, put x equal 2 here, f dash of 2 equal 5. Then the result will be 5 multiplication by -1, the result will be -5. Choose letter D. Question 14. If f a function of f of x, then x ln of x minus ln of x or power 2, where x equal to 0 to infinity, find the double dash of f. You want to find f double dash, second derivative of the function. Okay, we can find first derivative. It will be 1 over x here, and we can drop the power here to multiplication ln of x, derivative about ln of x, it will be what? About this function, it will be drop the power here, and derivative about the ln will be 1 over x. Okay, ln was ln. Okay, this ln, understood? And then we can find second derivative about the function 1 over x equal -1 over x power 2, and we have two multiplication about two fractions here. Write two outside coefficient, or you can choose here, or you moving to here. It's very easy. Write 2 here to write first ln of x multiplication by derivative about 2 over x. It will be -2 over x power 2. It's the derivative of this function, and we have negative outside here. Don't forget negative right here. Parenthesis here, plus negative. It will be -2. The result will be -3. Understood? Again, derivative about this function here, -2 over x power 2. We must write the first ln x multiplication derivative by second plus second derivative by the first. The result will be -1 over x power 2. Put x equal 1. The result here will be -1, and this term will be equal 0 because ln 1 equals 0. And here 2 over 1 times 2 over times 1 over 1 equal 2. Multiplication -2 plus -1 equal -3. Question 15. If the curve of the function f of x equal ax power 3 minus 2x power 2 plus 4 at x equal third, find f of 1 over f dash of 1. Okay, he give us information has inflection at inflection. It's meaning what? 3ax power 2 minus 4x and f double dash of x. It will be 6ax minus 4. Then f double dash of third will be equal 0. Then 6 times a multiplication by third minus 4 will be equal 0. 6 divided by 3 equal 2. 2a minus 4 equals 0. It will be equal 4. Then a will be equal 2. Okay, here we want to find f1 over f dash of 1. f1, put 2 here, find x power 3, it's the function, and f dash here, next function here. We can write 1 here, 2 minus 2 plus 4. It will be what? 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2 here. 0 plus 4 equal 4, and f dash 1 here, it will be 2 times 3 equals 6. 6x power 2, write 1 here, it will be 6 minus 4 equal 2. The result will be 2. then the result will be to choose letter D. Integration from negative pi to y x bar c cosine x dx. You must ask yourself, this function odd or even? We have the function here f of x power 3 cosine x. Okay, so function we can find f of negative of x. If f of x equal f negative of x, then the result will be twice integration from 0 to pi. But f of x here will be equal f of negative x, then the integration will be equal 0. Okay, look at here, put negative x here, it will be negative x power 3 multiplication cosine x. We can write negative coefficient, this function here, equality, this equality, this. So we can get f of negative x equal negative f of x. Then the integration will be equal 0. Question 17. The equation of the normal to the curve e power y equal x power 2 at the point which lies on the curve and its x coordinate equal 1. He was to find what? Equation of the norm. Equation of the norm is meaning we must find the slope about the curve, and if you want to find the equation about norm, you must inverse the slope and change the sign. Okay, look at here, we have this function e power y equal x power 2. We can derivative this function e power y, it will be e power y dot dy by dx equal 2x, then dy by dx equal 2x over e power y. At x equal what? At the point which lies on the curve, on its x coordinate equal 1. This point will be 1 and 0 because it lies in x coordinate equal 1, which lies on the curve, See, meaning what is this curve? Show that this curve, such that drawing anything. Okay, cut x-axis, x coordinate at 1, then the point will be 1 and 1. We put here dy by dx, write x equal 1, it will be 2 over e power 0, it will be 2 because e power 0 equal 1. Then the slope will be equal to, then the normal equation we can write y minus 0 over x minus 1, it will be negative 1 over 2. You must change this slope, reverse it, replacing it, and change the sign. Then we can using cross, y minus 0 equal y times 2 equal 2y equal negative x plus 1, then 2y will be 1 minus x. Choose letter D. Okay, letter D. Question 18. The opposite figure shows the area between the curve of the function y equal x. Okay, this function y equal x. The axis and the straight line x equal a. This straight line here passing through the original point, and here point a and 0. Okay, which of the following figure shows the relation between the area A and the vertical x-axis and the horizontal axis? You can find the area about this part, half multiplication by base, here A, multiplication by height. This height y equal x, it's meaning this order here A and A equals y equal x. If x equal A, then y equal A. Then the area equal half times the base times the height equal half a power 2. So we must choose what? Choose letter C because it's a quadral function. So the result will be C because it's function power 2. Quadral function where we have here straight line, one curve, we have second degree. Okay, it's quadrant function here, and the cubic function D. We must choose letter C because the power here power 2. Find the area of greatest rectangle which can be drawn in a circle of radius 4 cm. Okay, I will draw a circle and rectangle here and diameter here. It will be 2r lengths, and we put x here and y. And I know x power 2 plus y power 2 equal 4r power 2, because in right angle triangle here it will be hypotenuse. Then x power 2 plus y power 2 equal 4r power 2. Then y power 2 will be 4r power 2. Subtract by x power 2. Then y will be square root about 4r power 2 minus x power 2. And we know area about rectangle equal x dot y. We can cancel y and write this here, x multiplication by 4r power 2 minus x power 2. Then we can write x inside the square here, square root. It will be x power 2 times 4r power 2 here. Subtract x power 2 times x power 2 equal x power 4. And then we can find derivative about area here, a dash equal, write 2 multiplication by the function 4r power 2 x power 2 minus 4 minus x power 4, and derivative of this function is a constant here, or derivative of this function about what? About x, derivative about x. Then the result will be 4r power 2 x, and the drop the power here, it will be 8r power 2 multiplication by x, subtract 3x or 4x power 3, drop the power and subtract it 1. And then we must put all the term here equals 0. He give us the information, radius 4 centimeter. And then we will get the result here, 8r power 2 x, subtract 4x power 3 equals 0, put radius equal 4 power 2 equals 16, times x, subtract 4 by this number, we can divide it by 4 here, 2 times 16 equals 32, and we can write x outside coefficient will be 32 minus x here power 2 equal 0. Then x power 2, x will be 0, it's in false, so we can't write x equal 0, but we can write x power 2 equal 32, then x equal square root about 32 equal right here 4 outside, because 32 equals 16 times 2, square root about 16 times 2 equal 4 root 2. It's x. X will be 4 root 2. Then we can find y. We can find y here in this relation. Square root about 4 multiplication r power 2. R here was what? The radius was 4 times 4 power 2. 4 times 4 power 2, 4 power 2, 16. 16 times 4 equals 64. Subtract by x power 2, x power 2 equals 32. Then the result will be square root about difference between them. It will be such that this number, because the result will be 32 again, then the result will be 4 root 2. Then the rectangle, find the area about the great rectangle. It will be a square. All side will be 4 root 2. Then the area will be 4 root 2 multiplication by 4 root 2. It will be 32, because the area equal about square equal length times length. Our area about rectangle equal side by side. Here length times width. Okay, length times width here. The result will be 32. Understood? The result will be 32. Again, I will put the length x and width y. Area equal x multiplication by y. And I'm using the rule by Pythagoras here to get y, and area equal x dot y. It's the area, a derivative area here equals 0, and find the result about x equal 4 root 2 here, and then y will be 4 root 2 again, So the area will be 4 root 2 multiplication by 4 root 2, the result will be 32. If the area of the region bounded by two curves y1 and y2 equal 1 over 12 square units, then find the value of k. Okay, he will find the value of k. We can write the rule here. A value of k about give us what is the area. Okay, area it's meaning the result will be must be positive, so we can using integration. Okay, but we must write equal 1 equal y2 to know the intersection between two curves. Put y1 equal y2, then kx or power 2 equal x power 3. Then here k power 2 x power 2 equal x power 3. Moving here it will be k power 2 x power 2 subtract x power 3 equal 0. And write x power 2 coefficient between them, the result will be k power 2 minus x equal 0. Then x will be equal 0 and k power 2 equal x. Then x will be equal 0 to k power 2. It's integration. And I don't know which is up and down about this. We have x power 2 and y equal 3. We can write absolute value here. And the area will be 1 over 12. He give us the result. Write the top and the down. You don't know which top and down, so you must write norm here, magnitude, absolute value to the result about the area from 0 to k power 2. Okay, we can write x power 3 subtract this function k power 2 x power 2, and we will solve it here. Integration about this function, I will add 1 and divide it by 4 here, subtract k power 2 constant x power 3 over 3 over 1 over 12, the result 1 over 12 here from 0 to k power 2. But k power 2 here, k power 8 over 4 over 4 subtract by k power 2 here, k power 6 times k power 2, it will be k over 8 over 3, the result will be 1 over 12. Put 0, it will be 0 and this 0. Then you can find the result here, multiplication them, it will be 12 in the numerator, and 3 subtract by 4 equal negative 1, k power 8 equal 1 over 12. We can cancel here. Then k power 8 will be equal 1, and then k will be positive or negative 1. Okay, my students, it's the end of the questions here. You must study hard. Understood? Okay, goodbye. I will solve all the questions in the next video. Pay attention with me. Okay, goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.